Hi everyone, this is Leonie from My Passion for Paper. Today I would like to show you two projects that I created for a friend. Last week I was invited by a scrapbooking store here in Holland, and they asked me if I wanted to show and demonstrate how I make my flowers. They had 2 crop days, I believe it's called, and there are all kind of workshops and demonstrations, and you can purchase all kinds of yummy goodies there. And they asked me if I wanted to come over and show people how I make my flowers, so I was very honored by that, and I was very nervous as well because it was my first time. But the ladies were so nice to me, and all the people that I met and all the ladies and gents were wonderful, and I got to meet a lot of people there, so I had a lot of fun. I usually use these 3 punches to make my roses, and I didn't know there was even a bigger size than this one. So when I was there, they showed me the huge EK Success flower punch, and this flower measures 2 7/8 of an inch. So I got to work with this flower when I was there, and they said I could keep this punch, so I was very grateful for that. Thank you so much, Marloes. And when I was there, I was showing and practicing how to create a big rose with it. I was practicing first, and then I was able to create one, and I used 8 of these flowers. So I had a lot of fun with this punch, and still have a lot of fun with this punch. I will show you the letter first. This big rose was created with the big punch, and I used 8 layers, and I made this rose exactly the same as I make all my other roses, but for this one I used 5 flowers, for this one 6, and for the big one I used 8 flowers. So I used the Prima Almanac paper collection again. I'm so sorry, but I really love the paper collection, and I signed it, and I used some gesso. I painted it black first. It's a paper mache letter that I purchased from a local store, and here I used my Prima mask, and here I have a crochet doily that I made, and here are my homemade roses. I really love this big one. It's very dimensional. And here I have a piece of jewelry, and this is a die cut from the Spellbinders Fleur de Lis die, and I fussy cut this from the paper collection, and I used some lace I had in my stash all the way around. And here I have a clock that I fussy cut from the paper collection, and the same lace here. This is a wooden ruler and some mesh bling and a tiny light bulb. And here I have a button that I made, and here as well. And I used some bling here and also some mesh bling here, and I created this butterfly with my Martha Stewart punch. And here I have some black flower trim from my stash, and I adhered pearls in the center. And here I have a little wood veneer flower and a tiny thread spool, and here I have a tiny clothespin, and I used my reverse chicken wire mask and some black soot distress ink. And here's another light bulb and a Martha Stewart butterfly and some more bling. And here I used the flat back pearl trim that I received from Lydia. I triple dog dare you. Thank you so much, Lydia. And I made another huge rose out of book paper, and I used my black soot distress ink and some gesso. And here I used my chicken wire mask again and the brick wall mask, but most of it got covered up. And here I have several laces and trims, and I was inspired for this by Juliana, who is I Love Vintage Scrap. I really love the effect of the lace and trims dangling of the flower. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit lost for words. So that's my altered letter, and I hope my friend likes it. And to go with the letter, I also created this tag. Let me move this one aside. And I used the Prima Almanac paper collection, and I adhered some foil tape on the back. And I was inspired for this by Miranda, who is Miss Liberty 25. And I really like the effect, and I'm going to adhere a journaling card here and write a personal message. So here on the top I have some white tulle and black organza trim, and some black fibers, and some baby pink yarn. And I used my chicken wire mask again. And here I have a cute birdcage charm that Linda, who is Live Art Now, recently sent me in a rack. Thank you so much, Linda. I really love the charms you sent me. And I try not to hoard them, so I used 2 of them on this project. I curled back the paper and I adhered some lace. On the back side of this paper I adhered some book paper first, because it's white, it's single-sided paper. So and here I have 2 Scrabble pieces with hugs and kisses, and a tiny clothespin, and some images fussy cut from the paper collection. And I used the same technique that I use for my altered canvas, and I was inspired for this by Miranda. She has a tutorial on how to curl back your papers and alter your canvas, so I will put the link to her awesome tutorial in the description box below. And I thought it would be nice to use the technique on this tag as well. And here I have my homemade roses and a cherry blossom. Let me turn it this way. And here I have a book paper, rolled book paper flower, and I adhered a large flatback pearl in the center that I purchased last year from Sa Crafters. These rolled roses are so much fun to make, and Leanne, who is Lovely Scrapping, recently uploaded a tutorial on how to create your own book paper rolled roses, so I'll put the link to the tutorial in the description box below as well. And I really love making those flowers, but I never thought of but I never thought of doing 6 or 7 at the same time, so I did them one by one. And Leanne, it was a wonderful tip that you take maybe 10 pages and cut them all in one time, so it's a real time saver, so thank you so much, Leanne. Here I have a button, and I adhered this image that I fussy cut from the paper collection, and I also adhered some pearls in between the flowers. For the background stamp I used a stamp from Stempelglade. I really love this lady, and I embossed her with black embossing powder, and then went over it with some gesso to tone it down a bit. Here I have a Carla S001 porcelain flower with the ribbon center, and here as well. And here are some of my homemade roses and 2 more book paper flowers. And here I have a button, and this metallic flower I also received from Linda, and I really love those flowers. She sent me a whole bunch of them. Thank you so much, Linda. And I went over it with some gesso and black soot distress ink, and in the center I have a homemade cherry blossom. This is a little wood veneer butterfly, and another little clock fussy cut from the paper collection, and a tiny butterfly here. and this trim I had in my stash for a while, and I went over it with some gesso. So that is my tag, and I really hope my friend likes it, and I hope you like it too. And I want to thank you all for watching and for leaving me wonderful comments. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.